What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're fully upgrading this 2021 Porsche GT3. Tomorrow the GT3 RS is coming out and I'm looking forward to that, but I thought I needed to do the GT3 first. I did buy this from the auction for 20 million. But getting into upgrading the car, on the engine conversions we have the standard engine and then the 3.8 litre flat 6 twin turbo. So I think that might be a GT2 engine, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure which engine to go for, so I think I'm going to upgrade them both and then decide which one's better. So with the standard engine, putting the twin turbo kit on it takes it to 712 horsepower, so slightly more than the 3.8. But comparing it to the 3.8, the 3.8 does bring the torque in a lot earlier than what the standard engine does. So getting into upgrading the engine, like I say, it's just fully upgrading it, so race everything. The turbos, there isn't actually an upgrade for it, it's just to put the anti-lag ones on, which again does bring the torque in earlier, but I don't really like the sound of them, so we're just leaving them as the normal ones. So the standard engine now fully upgraded, it makes 908 horsepower, 810 newton meters, revs to about 9,500 and the boost hits properly at 3k. And even now the 3.8 still brings the torque in a tiny bit earlier than what the standard engine does. At the minute it doesn't rev as high, but we have got to do the cams, so we're just currently upgrading the 3.8 now, and then we'll see what power this makes once it's fully upgraded. I mean, just looking at the graph that we have at the bottom of the screen, the torque graph is a lot more severe than what it is on the standard engine, so this engine should be a lot more aggressive in my opinion. Okay, so this engine now fully upgraded, it's made 1110 horsepower, 1146 newton meters. So it's up on power and up on torque, and the graph looks a lot healthier as well in my opinion. There's a lot more area underneath the lines, so the car overall will be a lot faster. So also in conversions we can change the drivetrain, we can change it to all-wheel drive instead of rear, but I'm going to leave it rear-wheel drive. And then getting into the body kit, so we just have the generic Forza front lip and the Forza spoiler. I'm going to put the front lip on, but I'm leaving the spoiler off, just because I like the front lip. Then onto the wheels, so the track width, we're going as wide as we can on the front and the rear. And for the tyre size, we can only change the front tyres, we can't change the rear. So I'm just going to leave them standard as 20s. Then onto the actual rim style, I'm going to just leave them standard I think, because there's so many rims that suit the car, but equally so do the standard ones. So I'll just leave them standard. And then the width, we're going as wide as we can on the front and the rear. And then for the tyre compound, we're going with a racing slick tyre compound. Then onto the drivetrain, we're putting the racing clutch in, the racing transmission, the racing prop shaft and the racing diff. And now finally we're on the last option, which is platform and handling. So for this we're putting on the racing springs and dampers, the racing anti-roll bars for the front and the rear, and then onto the roll cage there is only one option, which is the full cage, so I'm not going to bother putting that in. And then finally the racing weight reduction. At the start of the video we already upgraded the engine, so that's already done, so now the car is fully upgraded. So like I said at the start of the video, it made 1110 horsepower, we've also lost a bit of weight as well. So now that that's done we can get into painting the car, and then once that's done we can get into taking it for a drive. So getting into the factory colours, we have the blue, an orange, a dark blue, a yellow and a green. Now because we've kept the standard wheels, it does change the colour of the rims on the outer lip, and it also changes the stitching on the interior, but only with the factory colours. If you change it to another colour it doesn't do any of that. I was really struggling to decide what colour to paint the car because it just looked well in all the colours. I really like the factory colours as well. So I decided to paint the car blue first so that the wheels and the interior was blue, and then went with like this dark grey colour. I also had to paint the calipers blue to match the wheels. I really think that suits the car. Now that that's done we can take it for a drive and see what it's like. Let's go. That's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As always, don't forget to leave any comments below on any build videos you'd like to see. And don't forget to check in tomorrow once we've got that GT3 RS. I'll see you there.